Hey guys, hello everyone. So exactly 1 week ago from today, we officially launched the automated CopyBot, and at that specific time, it started out with a total balance of $608. Yes, you should definitely check out this impressive video from June 18th, where we officially launched the automated CopyBot that will be consistently copying Keith's trades with an incredible win rate of 98%. So it is finally time for us to summarize everything we have done, to see exactly what we have managed to achieve and what we accomplished during these 7 days. Let us now take a look at our progress together. So once again, here's our terminal. For those who don't know, I'll quickly explain. It's a trading terminal for PolyMarket. It's convenient. Here you can fully execute trades, trade the order books. You can do scalping trades right in the order book. You can trade the spread. You can take profit and stop loss orders. So the interface is much more convenient than on PolyMarket itself. Plus, all our services are integrated here as well. This includes the buy-bot, wallet analysis, and whale tracking. Now we've also added a new signal bot. I'll tell you more about it in detail. This is wallet search. This is market analysis and predictions and market forecasts. I'll probably record a very detailed video about this entire terminal, but let's not get into that right now. So let's go to the CopyBots and take a look. There are 2 CopyBots running, but this is the bot we launched a week ago on the 18th. The balance was $608 and now it's $1,349. Now let's take a closer look at some of its trades. So here are all the trades that were made over the past 7 days. Its first trade was on June 18th and the last trade was on June 25th. That is today. So over these 7 days, we have a profit of $808, which is a 15% return on the invested funds. Now let's see how much the whale we were copying earned over these same 7 days. Here we open this tab, and here we see the whale's results, all his trades, both gains and losses. And here is his $194,000 profit, which is a 21% return. So look, in our settings, we are copying him. That is, we accumulate and wait until it reaches a certain point in the market. His trade amount is no less than $5,000, and we copy at 0.5%, 0.5%. So if our whale has traded $194,000, then 0.5% of that is what we get. That's about $950. Yes, about $950 is what we should have. We have a profit of $808. So you understand why we have less, right? Because in any case, we will experience slippage. We will have price slippage, meaning we will never ideally enter at exactly the same price as the whale. Although now we'll open each trade, review them, and you'll see that in principle we are repeating the whale's trades very, very, very closely. But before we look at all the trades there, let me, unlike other bloggers who just show you their tables or their Excel spreadsheets or something like that, here you see our interface, and you might reasonably say, well, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Because this is just your interface. You can draw whatever you want here and so on. Fair enough, fair enough. That's why, unlike other bloggers, we're going to show everything honestly. Here it is, my wallet, the one that copied the whale. This is the wallet, right? Now let's go to PolyMarket, to the actual PolyMarket. You see it, right? 1,349. We see 1,350 on the field market. Let's open it. Here's our address. As you see, it ends with BDE 69A. Let's check. BDE 69A. So as you can see right here, this is our wallet, which by the way, we actually created from scratch right here in our terminal command line. Then we carefully exported the private key over to the MetaMask browser extension. And through that MetaMask interface, we successfully managed to open this exact same wallet on the PolyMarket platform to begin trading. Let's take a look to make sure that this is indeed the real wallet, that all the transactions were real. Let's check its P&L. Here is its chart. On June 18th, as you can see, it's at zero. At that moment, our wallet had $608. On June 18th, it was at zero, and then we started trading. Here's a small loss of $7, minus $2, $4, $13. Moving on. From there, despite some minor pullbacks, we saw growth. So by June 25th, we had $819. We have, well, I think it's clear that here is the real result, and no further proof is needed. Here are all the transactions. They are absolutely identical trades. Every single detail corresponds to what we have in the interface. As you can see, these are the exact same trades listed here. That's basically it, and that covers the main points. For the future, if I show you my automated copy trading bots and exactly how they work, if I tell you that this specific method really works, if you approach your on-chain wallet analysis and tracking properly, if you follow these steps, you will see the results for yourself. Set everything up correctly, then what is there to hide? If the result is there, it's there, and you can see it everywhere on PolyMarket. We'll show you all the wallets on PolyMarket as well. But in any case, even if you decide to copy my wallet somehow, but I think we'll run this wallet for another week, and then I'll release another video in a week to show what's going on with this wallet, where the balance has gone. Because as you understand, a week isn't really enough to show proper results yet. Let's get back to the trades and see how everything looks in the interface. Here we take the latest trade and see what we have here. Right away we see summary lines here showing how much we've earned, how much the whale has earned. So let's try to estimate. Here the whale earned $10,700 and we copied him at 0. 5%, 1% would be $107, so 0, 5%. That's exactly what we get, actually even a bit more. So as we can see, we're following along precisely. Now let's look at what happened. The whale makes a trade, buys at 0.65 for $20,000, buying 30,700 with 69 shares. We enter, we copy this trade and buy the same amount at 0.65, buying at the current market price. Why did I place market buy orders here? Because when you look closely at the financial order books, there is an immense amount of available liquidity on the one hand of the spectrum, but the volume is just so exceptionally high and significant that my $100, which I would place as a limit order in the book, even if I set it at the whale's price, might simply not get filled in time because there are so many orders ahead. There are hundreds of thousands of dollars in liquidity sitting in the order book, and it's possible that my order just won't make it to the front of the queue. That's why I decided that on such large markets, I just buy at market price. Of course, that means paying a fee, but what can you do? At least this way, I'm sure that our trade will definitely go through, and we can repeat it if needed. So, we bought at 0.65 for $100, which is exactly 0.5%. 20,000, 1% is $200, $100 is 0.5%. That's it. So, we had some issues here, we'll look into them further. I've set up the settings everywhere so that we don't have to wait for the resolve. We set a limit order to sell at 0.99, but for some reason it wasn't placed in any of the trades. Although the bot sets everything else up differently, we'll look into it. Let's look at one more trade. A whale, $67,000 or $68,000. Yes, if we take 0.5% of $68,000, that comes out to $340. And we have $324. Why is that? The commission took some from us here, so let's take a look. Let's see what happened. We have someone buying at 0.62 for 20,000, at 0.62 for 0.1, 18,000, at 0.63, at 0.58. He is building a position. He has accumulated $100,000 worth. He has built a position. His average is at 0.59, 0.5955. We are repeating. The first trade was at 0.62 for the whale. For us, it's 0.62 for $100. 0.5% of 20,000. Repeated. The second one is 0.6201. For us, it's 0.63. See why? Because we are buying at market price, while he at that moment bought with a limit order, we are buying at market. You could place a limit order, but I explained the reason to you. Basically, I'm willing to sacrifice the spread and commission here, but at least I know for sure that I'll get every trade. Next, 0.63, 0.63. 0.58, 0.58. That is, the whale bought in for $100,000, and according to our calculation, we should buy in for 5% for $500. We bought in for $500, $2. 0.59, 73. Our average is 59, 55, just a little bit better. It's from these little details that in the end, the whale will still have better results. As you can see, not a single sell order was triggered, but in any case, according to Rezolov, the market closed and we took our money back. Unlike all the other services that offer you copybots in various Telegram channels or elsewhere where you can't see anything, how the copying mechanism actually works, what trades are being made, how you followed them, at what prices, and so on and so forth, only in our service do you get that transparency. Everything here is so thoroughly clear and visible that you can really you need to test it with small amounts, try out a few whales, and you'll immediately understand what needs to be adjusted and where. When you see all the inner workings, you'll instantly know what and where needs to be tweaked. Maybe switch a market order to a limit order and so on, but only in this way, and you see the real result. And only after that can you start using a significant amount. Just imagine, for example, we earned from $194 up to $1,000, but we only copied with 5%, just for testing purposes. Now after this, you can use it, but I'll keep it running for another week. So with just these 0.5%, and after that you can use 5%, 10%, whatever you like. That is, with 10%, in 7 days we would have made an extra $19,000. Let's keep looking. 29, 365, 147. You can see here, yes, with 0.5%, basically, everything is working out great everywhere. And here, Kit had one trade at 0.63, and we also had one trade at 0.63. Let's take a look at the losing trade. Kit also had one such trade. He takes it at 0.44 for $20,000. And we take it at 0.44 for $100 at 0.5%. Well, in the end, it closed at a loss. That's it. I think it's clear now just how convenient this service is, where you can really evaluate everything, see and analyze each trade in detail. By the way, let me show you the trades now. Where is it? He entered the market when there was high volatility, the order book was jumping a lot. For example, these first trades were for small amounts, and there we just couldn't keep up with him, couldn't catch up at all. By the prices. He had trades that he made almost at the very end of the market. Yes, and there the price was moving away very quickly. So he bought at 87.99, then at 0.95, 0.99. Let's see what we ended up with. Here he has 0.87.99, well, 0.88. We end up with slippage at 0.89. Although initially, yes, at first in my settings we were copying him with a limit order, and I originally set the slippage to 1 cent. So we take the price of the whale's trade plus 1 cent, and that's the price at which we placed the limit order. This is just in case if suddenly the price goes under the spread, in case the price moves away, and so on, so that we don't miss the trade, although 1 cent is still a bit too little for that. In any case, you can do it this way, because if the price moves in your direction, if the price is there, if the price is 0.5 and you place the limit order to buy at 0.6, it will still be executed at 0.5 at the best price. Next, the subsequent trades. This was our activation by limit order. Now the following trades. For example, there was a $3 trade. We skipped this trade. And the very next trade we had was at the level of 0.99. for $25,000, what do we do? So this specific moment right here was the exact trade setup that we were looking for. When you see it's empty, it was initially executed. So the order book didn't let us buy at 0.9, but then depending on how we have it set up, that is, if there is no liquidity in the order book to buy right now at market price. So for example, we get a signal. Let's check the time. The signal came in at 0.99 at 0231.43, 43 seconds. And at that same 43rd second, yes, we repeat. At the 43rd second, we repeat. And there's nothing in the order book. There is no liquidity at 0.99 for us to execute this order at market price. So what do we do then? In that case, the bot remembers this, and then it monitors the order book, and after some time, it will still execute this trade at that price. That is, the bot has certain settings so that for a specific period of time, it continues to watch the order book. If the order book dips down and gives us that price, and here it dipped, you see? Just not quite at 0.99, but at something like 0.952, it still dipped and allowed us to execute. Even if they took a couple of extra dollars from us here. That's how it happens sometimes too. So, well, I think the result is decent. In 7 days, more than 100%. More than 100% profitability. Yes, profit in 7 days. So there were 608 and we earned 808 on them. Again, that's what was in the wallet. That's how I count it, so to speak. Although in reality, out of those 608, maybe at most $300 were actually used. The rest were kept as a reserve, just in case there were big purchases, like you see, for example, $500 and so on. That's it. So according to the plan, we keep running with this bot. This wallet will keep working for another week with the same settings at 0.5%. We take its settings, we take all trades from 5,000. Again, it's not that each individual trade is 5,000, but rather the accumulation. We count it as the market counts it. As soon as the total cumulative volume reaches 5,000, that's when we enter. And then we repeat all subsequent trades. So we enter at 0. At 5%, we enter at market price. We take all prices, we take both legs. And all the subsequent ones as well. This is our activation. For all subsequent trades after activation, we do the same. And trades from $50, we just ignore trades up to $50, simply repeating them. Well, because you understand. 0. 5% of $50 is such a small amount that the market field won't let us trade with such a small sum. We'll leave everything for another week. In a week, we'll record another video with the results to see how this wallet is doing. If everything goes well, then we'll launch here with a good percentage, maybe at 5%. We'll see. Well, and now let me take a moment to show you the second bot here for now. While it has been actively trading for a while, look, these transactions were before it, specifically on the spot markets, so please don't pay too much attention to that. These records are from June 16th, and then on June 23rd, this particular bot finally started trading for us in the market. Just 2.5 days on the spot, not a single trade, but this is a different bot. Its results are a bit similar. It goes into the red, then into the black, back and forth. So far, it has only traded $49 in total. Although the bot itself traded better, up to $30,000. At $30,000, yes, if you count 0.5% of that, it comes out to $150. So in theory, we should have had $150, provided that we hit every single price point, but we only have $50. So you see, yes, we have 126% is for that bot. It yields 4%, and here it operates on much more volatile markets. As you can see, for me it's mostly, but if it's the World Championship, Counter-Strike, Dota and so on, the markets are more volatile. And that is precisely the reason why here we do not hit the prices perfectly. And we cannot match those prices exactly. Well, here we hit 0.44, and for us it's also urgent. If the market is negative, it doesn't matter whether we hit or not. Let's look at a positive example. So here, look, yes, 8,200, 0.5% of 8,200 is $41. We have $34. That's already less. Why? Look at how much he accumulated. And we were repeating all of that after him. Here are all the whale's trades. See how much he accumulated. Here, the activation happened first. In the settings, it was activated after 10,000. And then we repeat all the trades as well. But also only under certain conditions anyway. There, the trades are small, up to 50. You see, we skip trades up to $50. Here is such a trade, but we don't repeat it. So, as a result of these trades, the whale successfully accumulated a total investment position of exactly $15,070.97 in their account. We were repeating and accumulated a position of 07318 for $97. Even now, wait a second. Alright, let me check that again. 0797. We have 070007318. That total comes to exactly $97.00 for the account ending in 07318. Here, our situation is much worse. Plus, as I understand it, our position is smaller. We accumulated only $97. Wait, no. If he accumulated $15,000, then how much should we have accumulated? Zero. 5% of $15,000, which is $75, but we accumulated $0.97. Ah, I get it now. It's in our bot settings. It's set so that we don't repeat the amount with the accumulation, but try to repeat the action. It's 0.5% not of the amount, but 0.5% of the number of shares. So if our average is higher, then with the same ratio of shares, the amount of money we've spent will be greater. Accordingly, if we've spent more money, then when we win, our P&L is actually lower. That's where this discrepancy comes from. It would seem like such small differences, just 2 to 5, 7 cents in price, but already there's a significant drawdown in the P&L compared to the kit. Here it's almost perfect, up to $60,300 from 0.5% here. It's $222,100, but here we're short by $10. So we also fell short here. It should be $100, $111, $110, $110, but we have $101. 0.84 is our average. 84.17, 83.63. Well, if we look at it this way, as I said, for this kit as well, these 30,000 are not the best indicator. And sometimes he even has days with $100,000, so maybe it was just one of those days. We'll see. Let him work a bit more. Alright, that's it. I think I've explained and shown everything to you. So, if you are looking to connect the same kind of advanced bots for your projects, simply head over to our official terminal located at PolyMaker.ai. Once you are there, you can easily sign up for a new account, register your digital wallets securely, and start taking full advantage of our comprehensive suite of professional services designed to help you succeed in the ecosystem. Purchase a plan, whichever is most accessible to you, and analyze wallets using the Wallet Analyzer. Every single bit of your detailed analysis history will be securely stored and saved for you, so you can always revisit and look back at any wallet you've analyzed and thoroughly review every detail again. Analyze wallets, find the ones that suit you, set up the bot, and go ahead, just try it out. The most important thing is to approach it wisely. Never use any bots that ask you to transfer funds to some wallet addresses they provide. First of all, your money doesn't belong to you in that case, and secondly, you won't be able to check the history of those wallets in any way. You won't know what real transactions have taken place there and so on. Now, unlike our comprehensive service, where you can easily see the specific granular details for every single individual wallet and every automated bot we track, right? It is all right there for you. You can see the entire history. You can see how the bot operated, how you copied it. Moreover, you can simply export the private key to your own wallet and then import it into PolyMarket. Log in and access it on PolyMarket, You can see all the same transactions, export all the trades, and verify that everything matches perfectly, and so on. Alright then, that is all for today. I want to say goodbye to everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time.